I want to play a clip for you of just one of the potential victims of Governor Rick Snyder and his state officials cheating on the water testing, which is a story status quo broke because you funded us, either as a member or in GoFundMe or however you funded us. And remember, no one else. You think CNN was knocking on 450 doors last summer and fall? Status quo was. Frankly, you think the Young Turks was doing it? No. We do it because we're not here for clicks. We're not here to be a multi-billion-dollar corporate conglomerate. We don't have any corporate investors, corporate donors. We don't have any of that. We're doing it because we want to expose corruption and injustice that are strangling and destroying the lives of average people. So there was a young woman in Flint. She's 36. Her name was Amanda Janes. Never had a health problem in her life before the Flint water crisis, before the water was switched. One day, an official for the Department of Environmental Quality in Michigan knocked on her door and said, "I'm here to test your water." They went in, they ran her water, meaning they let her water run for about a minute or two, and then they put the sample bottle in and collected the sample, which is a crime. It's violating the federal EPA's lead and copper rule, which says you have to turn the water on and take the sample right away, because if you let the water run, even for 30 seconds, you're potentially just flushing out high levels of lead. So the guy takes the water sample the wrong way. Amanda gets in the mail paperwork that says no lead in your home. She's told when you test your water, because she was on the official, she is on the official state program that the state was going to use to wave to the EPA and say, hey, we did the testing. We cooked the numbers, but we did it. And now Flint's at normal levels, so we could call crisis over. When she tested the water, she did it the way the state official did it. He told her, yeah, let the water run. Results were the same, no lead. So, because she got results saying no lead, she went back to drinking the water without a filter. Because not every home, a lot of homes have taps where a filter won't fit over the tap. Well, if the government or state officials came into your home and they tested it and they told you, no problem, how would you know they're testing it the wrong way? Well, I'm not a doctor, so I can't draw cause and effect, but I can tell you she never had a health problem before the Flint water crisis. All of a sudden, in 2016, she starts getting spots on her kidney. Then she starts getting nodes on her, spots on her thyroid. She has heart palpitations, extreme fatigue, could barely function. She was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. Now it's spread to her lymph nodes and she has lymphoma. I just spoke with her before we went live. She told me that they can't take out the cancer in her other lymph. They took out the cancer on this size, but they can't take out this. They can't do surgery to take it out. They have to shrink it first. As far as she knows, at best, she might have 5 years left on this planet. I want to play you a clip so you see the damage that has been done here.
Very painful for me. And it's upsetting to me because I'm used to taking care of her. You know, my son just asked me today, can you give me a ride? I'm like, no, I'm just too tired. I can't, you know. And I picked her up early from school today because I'm like, I'm just going to be too tired later to do it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just, you know, and we can't go to the bottled water places, so we just buy our own, even though we have a filter.
Well, if there's
bottled water left too. My dad was watching the news and he's like, look, there's one down the street. I'm like, yeah, but by the time I get in my car, I feel like going, what's the point?
Yeah, it runs out. Or, I mean, we were here last year. There was like 3-4 hour lines.
Yeah.
Just
to get water.
Yeah.
It's sad. But, I mean, we can afford $2, $3, $4 a case. You know, 2 cases like $4.
Right.
But still, we had enough filters after my neighbor moved out. She gave me all our filters, so we had enough to last us a long time.
And what about your mental health? I mean, you're holed up in the house all the time. You're young. You're 36.
No, can't go out because, you know, germs. So I can't do nothing fun with her. Like, just before I was diagnosed with more cancer, I finally got out of the house and took her to that jump place on Miller Road, but no, I've been inside all winter. I haven't went outside. I haven't to grocery shop. Thank God Walmart's got that thing where they just come out to your car and just put it in there. Like, I'd rather just be in the store getting my kids their food and my husband his things, but no, I'll just use the Walmart app and have them bring it out to my car. And I feel like they look at me and it's like, you're young, why aren't you inside shopping? You know? It's like, I wish I could be inside shopping.
Right.
You know?
What do the doctors say? I mean, do they talk about the water as a source of...
I told them, they always ask me where I live, like what.
That was Amanda, who, like I said, never had a problem before the Flint water crisis. I cannot get into any details, but there's another story we're working on related to Flint that, frankly, I don't want to minimize what we found as far as the water testing being cooked and cheated. But this other story that we're looking into is quite possibly like one of the most sinister, corrupt things I've ever found out in my career. And I've been doing this in an investigative capacity for about 6-7 years. I can't get into any details because it would not be safe to do so, but let's just say if what we think we've uncovered is true, you're talking about a much, much darker, sinister thing related to this water crisis. But bottom line, we'll see what happens. The fact that the Attorney General of Michigan has seized the former governor's phone, his iPod, his hard drive is a major, major thing. I want to also read a comment I got from a Flint activist before I went live. Her name is Melissa Mays. She's been one of the leading activists on the ground there. She's been quoted throughout the media. She has a lot of health problems. Her kids have a lot of health problems related to the water crisis. She told me in response to the Attorney General seizing Snyder's phones and iPad and hard drive, after years of the previous administration seemingly not allowing the investigation to move forward up the chain of command, this is a welcome piece of news. Once Schuette, the former Attorney General, was out of office, we were hoping the prosecution would finally be allowed to investigate the governor and his office. My hope is that they find the evidence to support what we in Flint already know in our hearts, that there was a cover-up that goes all the way to the top, and innocent people have suffered and died as a result. My hope is that the guilty will be held accountable, and we in Flint will finally get the answers we demand so we could maybe take steps towards an actual recovery, especially for those who have lost their loved ones. Flint residents and the entire country at this time need to know and see that no one is above the law, and that our lives actually do matter. And I think this statement is so super important.
Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.